Hello everybody, today we're going to be working on painting the inside floor of this 73 Challenger. What we're going to be doing with it is we're going to be sealing it with epoxy primer, and then we're going to go right over it with activated base coat and detail this all out. I had pictures of the car before it was going into restoration. What I normally do is a car that goes through its first restoration, when it's gutted and everything, I take pictures and map all the gaps and make sure the angles are right, just everything. Take as many pictures as you can so you know where you've been and know where you're going. And that's what we did with this one. So I mapped the interior of the car, and the seam sealer is where it needs to be. And now we're just going to be able to put the paint lines in where they painted and stop painting, because there's areas on the car. And then we're going to put where it was naturally just left unpainted, we're going to put a silver color in to mimic the look of factory not caring and just leaving it metal. So anyway, join me today. We're going to knock this right out. It's not going to be that long of stuff. We did a lot of prep work on this car. Previous video was the roof. We have that all taped up because we don't need nothing getting on that. We're just going to leave that be. The goal of this car for the next couple weeks is to completely paint the underside, inside, the trunk, engine bay, everything except the quarter panels, roof, any exterior parts that go on the car. We want to get this car over to the high bay so we can put the suspension back in it, and we restored all that into suspension this past summer. Also on the docket is Doyce's truck is going to come in. You're going to see that vehicle go immediately to paint and final front end assembly. So stay tuned on that. We did a flip-flop this month because we wanted to get a lot of this processing done, and this was a very arduous project. It took a lot. So we're at the point where we're going to paint. All right, thanks everybody. Let's get to work. Okay everybody, what we're using today is 2580CR. It's corrosion resistance. This is our epoxy primer that we use by Axalta. It's a 2-to-1, and we use a 2505 activator. And we're going to mix that up in a cup. We're going to shoot it with our Tecna, and we're just going to shoot the areas that are breakthroughs. We're all prepped out. We're about 320 and 400 on a sponge DA and everything, so it's really nice, and it's on the floor. And we did a lot of nice seam seal and everything, so we're all correct on there. And we're just going to have to just go ahead and put this in, and then we're going to base coat with chroma base activated. I'll show you how we do that. We're going to put a nice color in. If we put clear over the chroma base, the color that we're putting in the floor, it's going to look too awkward in the car. It's not going to look right. It's going to show a lot of imperfections. The car was never meant to be painted in the car. They really didn't do a lot. It was a lot of overspray, especially underneath the car as well. We're going to be doing a full paint job underneath the car. But inside the car, we're going to make it as look as factory as possible, so you're not going to see a lot of color everywhere, but it's going to look really nice nonetheless. Okay, let's get started. Okay, everybody, we're going to be spotting in zinc chromate 2580CR and the areas, all the punch throughs, going to get that nice and clean. We're prepped, we're wiped down, blown down. I just don't know much more we can throw at this old girl. It takes hours to prep, minutes to paint. So pretty much everything it's in the prep. If the more you take the time to take care of all of this and do it properly and stay clean about it, the better the results. Unfortunately, like for me, when we do all this stuff, a lot of people don't see all the nooks and crannies, the little details that go into a restoration. And this is what really takes a lot of hours. You know, everyone looks at the car from the exterior, but it's really from the inside is what really makes the more expensive car from the cheaper throw-together car. And this is why we go the route we go to make them look as nicely as possible. Okay, with that said, let's go ahead and spray some 2580CR. I'm going to put a nice easy coat. I already got a plenty in there already. I'm just going to do the style line breakthroughs, and then we're going to go ahead and put our silver color in, or like the grayish color that we're going to have to mimic what they didn't paint, because I have the archive pictures, and it's a mess, but we're going to try and make it as nice as we can, even though it's sloppy on how they did it. Remember, just a production car. No one thought this would ever live this long, and here it is today in our shop, and I'm restoring it. Okay. All right. What I've done is I've turned the pressure down a little bit, so we're running. I'm going to turn it down to 10, but I'm going to choke the gun a little bit here, and then I'm going to turn the needle in so I'm not doing a full pull so it doesn't get too wet. The reason why is I don't need it fuming up the whole place. It doesn't need to be. We're just going to go nice and easy with it. All right, everyone, this is where we're at. We're going to be putting the new purple color in the floor pan activated base coat. We're going to put it in just like the factory did, overspray everything, make a mess of it. We already have our simulated metal color in there, or if you want to call it like Value Shade 4 primer, it'll look really good against this. So we're going to go ahead and do that next. Okay, everyone, it's going to be a little fancier than the factory. The factory was really sloppy with all this, so we're going to do the best we can. All right. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to put that edge in right there, and it's on both sides. It's like a break point that they had. the gun and cleaning everything up. We got everything we need done on the car and the pan inside. Next video, you'll be seeing us painting underneath and the engine bay and the trunk. That is all up next on this particular car. Everyone, thank you for joining us today here at Classic Car Creations. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much. See you very soon. Take care.